Hey there, here is a patch walkthrough for my most recent patch that I'm calling Traipsing. So my inspiration for this patch came when I was just messing around on my keyboard here on the Minibrute, playing a little C minor arpeggio thing, and I wanted to see if there was a way that I could push a button over here on my MiniLab and have it play that arpeggio through. No matter what button I pushed, it's just every time I pushed that button, the little arpeggio played. And I worked my way out to make that happen. So now instead of having it be controlled by my MiniLab, I have it actually controlled by my Varigate. So channel 2 of my Varigate sends out random gates, and maths is the one that then makes the magic happen. So the channel 2 is being sent out into channel 1 here of maths, where it's got a quick rise time and a long fall time. That's being attenuated up. And then these into channel 3 here are the actual gates of the sequence from my Minibrute. So the actual gates to play the notes are going into here, which is being turned up, but then offset back down by channel 2. So those gates are coming through, but they don't actually happen unless gate 1 or channel 1 here is high, which happens every time my Varigate kicks off and then until this guy comes back down. And then the sum of that is being sent into the actual ADSR input here that makes this stuff play, both the ADSR and the AD envelope played by the sum of that. So that only kicks off. The sequence gates only go through when this is high. And the fall time is being modulated by one of my LFOs down here. So sometimes it falls back down quicker, so you only get a few of the notes of the sequence. Sometimes it falls back longer, so that you get a lot of them. So let's just have a listen to that right there. So whenever 2 kicks off here, we'll hear it. And you'll notice also I have that channel 2 going to my mult here, 1 to maths, and 1 to the reset of my Minibrute, so that the sequence always starts over at the beginning. See, that was a really short one. So it made that, my LFO made this fall time really short, and then it was really long, and then it was really short. I guess I'll wait for one more. I guess not. There it is. So that's all being sent up to the FX aid on a nice little delay with, again, some LFO CV to the tone knob of my delay. So the other tone that I have happening here is actually here in my triangle. I have my velocity track set to a sawtooth wave that's tuned to the root that I had. 100 hertz here is the root. So if we hear just that, whenever channel 2 kicks off, now we're just hearing this root that's actually playing from the velocity track here. Close to in tune with my other things. And then oscillator 1 and 2 are both just tuned an octave apart, playing that arpeggio. So that's the main arpeggio sound, with some tweaks to the pulse width modulation and the metal amount on my root note, added in with some LFOs as well. So then drums. For my drums, some of my other channels of my Varigate are triggering Plaits, and then one of the CV channels of Varigate is controlling if it's on bass drum or snare drum model. That's just being sent into the low pass of Three Sisters here. And the other final thing you're hearing in Three Sisters are this pressure track on my Minibrute is sending out some gates that are just gates being sent right into the center input of Three Sisters that is really close to resonance. So it's kind of pinging it a little bit, giving those interesting sounds in the center there. You can hear it more clear if I bring it down. little LFO frequency modulation on the cutoff there as well. And then I had to be a little creative to mix my stereo effects in with my mono Three Sisters here. So one of the channels is being mixed down here on this tiny little mixer. The other one's being mixed in my hexagram, and those are being sent out to the ears up here. So hope you enjoyed it, and I certainly enjoyed finding an inspiration and making something happen and seeing how I can make it work. So. And then because I'm using the pitch track as my main thing here, I was able to do things like transpose. There you go.